Hey, what's up, guys? It is super late, so I'm going to be kind of quiet. And as you can see, the cat is not locked out today. So, yeah, we have a second participant here. But some exciting news. An hour and 40 minutes left until the season closes. And I am G1. Like, G1! For real! I'm so excited. So this is my final stats. Not a lot of matches played, 185, which is kind of nice. Cat, come here. I'm afraid he's going to step on the keyboard. 67.6% win rate, almost 68. I feel like if I had been able to hold that win rate and do more matches, oh man, he's going to jump, I would have been able to finish G2, which is crazy. But I think that's probably not true because most of my matches were played against C3s. I would let myself fall out of G1 pretty often. And I only pushed in G1 like to get the finish. So got my last win in. 1926 should be super safe with an hour and a half left. I would have to drop 1100 ranks, which I don't see happening. So I thought what we would do is look at my last matches, my matches from today, and then look at all my stats from the season and kind of see how it all went. So we're going to go here. I'm going to unplug this. And then we're going to watch my final matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is all a couple days ago when I bumped up to 1917. And then I sat there for forever. And I stayed up all night tonight to make sure I would secure it. And then I dropped out with like 2.5 hours left. So I jumped back in right when I hit rank 3001. And this was my first match. I'm so excited. I have not finished G1 since the Perna season on my other account, and that's a long time ago. So, I mean, I definitely have the LD help, like, definitely. But being able to do it is pretty neat, and being very on meta and also having a good counter meta is just great news. Great news. So, let's wait till we can see something better. So, I am first picking Nana every single time now, and the reason for that is since the nerf, less people pick her against me, or in general, and so I get her for free every time. And I've seen less of her counter picks, a lot less Mephisto, stuff like that. So Nana's just free. Hello. Hi. Yes, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Yep, you're doing great. Hello. And the combination of Nana, Han, and Diana is just deadly, because it's like having two Dianas. They're both turn cycling kill units. So that's what I try to do. And then what I try to do, I face a lot of Chungpungs, a lot of Molong, a lot of Wusa. I feel really good against Wusa Molong, because Wusa Molong is a one-turn kill, and then they're out of juice, and Nana negates that. And I can generally kill faster than them if they leave me Diana Han. But when they bring in the Chungpung, that's where it gets tricky, because I start falling behind in turns with the pushback, and then the reset and all that stuff. So I try to counter Chungpungs. Verd can do it, but it's literally 50-50, and I want to win more than 50-50. I got to win in the 60s to climb. So that's why I try to resist Verd. Diana's great at it, which is awesome because she counters her counter in the Chungpung. And then I pulled the Fenyan fairly recently, and I've been trying to get the Fenyan in, but he has some troubles. And pulling my choice to put him against the CR here, I was not super excited about. But let's take a look. So Chungpung goes off. I go into the Diana first turn. And the reason for that is I'm ahead of the Sierra in the bar here, and the only other threat is Wusa. And if Wusa does a skill 2 into my Diana, it's not the end of the world. It's not a catastrophic issue. So that's my plan. And I figure I'm going all in against the Centaurs. It's all or nothing. Like, you gotta kind of watch out for Antares as a Diana player, but you can't never transform or they've already won. Like, the point of Antares is to catch you in a transform, but if you never use Diana as she's meant to be used, then they've won as well. So you gotta pick your spots. So that was a lucky spot there, and I felt pretty good about it. But then this Antares does crazy damage. Look at that. A great way to beat Nana users is AoE, and that Antares doing that damage is pretty fantastic. I think that was a great play by him. It prevents the Diana transform, and then he's able to push pretty good additional damage on the Sierra, 1.7. The Fenyan's now glanced, which is a bit of a bummer. And the Fenyan's a bit of a slow burner. He can bring it home in the end, but it takes him a while to get going, and this is the lost spoilers, I was locked out of my Han and my Diana, basically, because of the Wusa shield. So having to fight through Wusa without another stripper is a huge issue. The Fenyan is not as deadly if you can't defense break. So I for some reason thought Finian would be the play here, and I think the play here would be Juno. Juno brings a second stripper, a kill condition against the kind of squishy Changpeng and Antares, so I think that was my mistake here. So this one's going to be a loss, and I was like, oh no, I lost. I now have to win 2 more to get a G1 and 1 more just to be back to even. I was not excited, but that's how it goes. I was like, I got 30 wings, trust my plan, trust my win rate. If I play 30 wings and I can't climb, then I don't deserve it, right? I haven't played a lot of wings at all this season, so that was my thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's this one against Dr. Trabzon, who I think I've heard of. I feel like I've played him before. That name sounds very, very familiar. So first pick Nana. He goes Changpeng Bastet, which tells me it's a cleave version, which I don't know that my response was that strong, but we'll take a look here in a second. This is a nice little cleave that exists in the meta now. I mean, clearly he's almost G1 right now. So I was trying to figure out how to counter the cleave, and Diana kind of does it. Yanhong gives a speed threat into a strip, which can lead to a lot of good things, but my only true speed threat here is the Sekman, right? And I'm like, okay, if Sekman can shut down one of the units, I'll be in good shape. And I had to decide which one to do. My first instinct was Changpeng because of the reset and the pushback. And then I thought, okay, maybe Tiana, because then I can cut with my Yanhong. But I think that was the wrong call. I probably should have gone on the Poseidon, because the Poseidon's the thing that you can't resist, right? It's full pushback, tons of damage, you can't resist. That was probably a bad call. And the fact that it resist didn't help, but I think it was a bad call regardless. So this is going to be another loss, because that is exactly what he wants to have happen there. I mean, that's fantastic damage with the Tiana. The new Tiana buff is so good for cleaves, which is great. Cleaves are hurting, and I'm starting to take risks. I'm starting to attack with Diana on glance, because I'm like, I have one route to victory, and it is super risky. Get a lot of Diana turns and kind of make something happen. Maybe a Yanhong proc. A Yanhong proc there, maybe it brings me the win, because I could proc into a heal against Diana. So I don't feel super bad about my draft here. I think my Sekhmet target was incorrect. And then I didn't quite get plus RNG. I got normal RNG. Had I gotten a little bit of extra RNG, I would have been fine, but can't count on it. So that is the second one. I feel like, well, I hang in there just a little bit longer because I've got a stack and I've got a Diana, so you never know, right? If I can get ahead in the kills, I might have a chance. But the Changpeng proccing there messed me up pretty bad because I got glance. If I didn't have a glance, I'd have a pretty good chance to cycle, but probably shouldn't have gone for it there. I thought the Tiana was the target, but anyway, I was like, oh man, I'm 0-2. Is this not meant to be? I'm dropping. So I fell down to 1899 after being 1917 like 5 minutes before. And we keep going. Which I kind of wonder how the matchmaking works, because maybe going 0-2 is the best thing that could happen. Maybe it gave me better, easier matches. I don't know. But I didn't pick Han one of those matches, and I thought that was silly. And I lost to an Antares, so I'm looking at this, and this is a classic draft issue that he fell into, and I'll kind of show you what's going on. So I picked basically all threats. Yanhong is damage, defense break, and keeps my damage alive. He lets me have sustain, which in this comp is a bit of an issue for him. He picked Antares Molong, which is 2 damage dealers, 3 supports. Healer, pure support, healer, pure support, healer, a little bit of a hybrid damage dealer. And this combo together, the Molong Wusa, works well. But this combined is 1 damage dealer, and it's on a pretty long cooldown. So by banning the Antares, it lets my Diana run free, and Diana Han running free with the strips is going to be really, really good. So we missed the strip there. All I got to do is keep burning Molong, and it shuts him down. If I can get him low and never let him heal back up, I'm going to be in great shape. And since he's super support, I felt comfortable transforming as Diana there, because worst case scenario, Riley or Triana cuts, and what's going to happen there? Nothing. They're not going to do anything. Nice stun. I know he's going to get a big cleanse here, but it's okay. So I do skill 1, saving my stun for later. There's the cleanse heal. Nice additional turn. And we pop back into Diana. We keep burning it down. What's nice is we're all multi-hitters too, so the Triana was a particularly poor choice, in my opinion, because it doesn't save anybody's life. He could have been better off with like a Praha or something that has a little more control. A Changpeng would be fantastic. So I was really happy to see this draft, because I knew I had the upper hand going into it, and I needed it. After going 0-2, I was like, oh my gosh. So that's pretty nice. So I got his damage dealer down. I'm still up. I got 2 stacks. I go into his next threat, the hybrid damage dealer in the Wusa. I don't care how many heals he gets, because I know I'll stay ahead forever. There's a nice proc, second round. And a third round of Diana, which is just overkill. Not necessary, I could have won without it, but definitely demoralizing to be on the other end of, because you're like, maybe, and when you get that many Dianas, like, what are you going to do? So that's a win. I'm 1-2. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm back to as if I had only lost once. And we get another match. So spoilers, I'm going to finish G1 because we already saw that. So it's not like it's some big dramatic thing, but this is going to be a test. So whenever someone picks a Gianna, I always pick Sierra because they want both, and I don't want them to have both. They should not get both. That's really, really bad. So I felt pretty bad going into this match because he was triple LD, Monkey, Gianna, and the Oberon. The Monkey and Gianna are both, I would say, better than Yanhong and Han, so he's already got me there. And then he brings the additional control on Changpeng. The refresh is basically Ganny, Changpeng, Monkey, which is super scary. And then I let the Antares through as well, which is also super scary because that shuts down one of my main damage threats. But in situations like this, against control, I got to get into my head that Molly is way better than Yanhong because Molly will heal every turn no matter what they do to you. All you got to do is get a turn. She will mess up their application of their debuffs, so it messes up the Changpeng. Doesn't really do much to the Monkey, but the glance chance is really, really good. So might mitigate some damage out of the Antares as well. So that was my thought there. So nice defense break. That was also okay. I figured the shield was the better choice, which obviously it was because he procced right away. I gotta try to stay alive. I gotta survive this stuff. Nice bomb. Blow it up. And we're looking pretty good. And the reason why I felt comfortable letting Changpeng Monkey through is they don't work well together. It's like letting Changpeng Hathor through. One is a sleep control, and the other is a damage control. And they'll just wake each other up. So I'm like, he's got to pick his poisons. Like, he'll get a little bit of both, but it won't be as oppressive as it seems like, you know? Like, it won't just be constant like a Ganny Hathor would be. He's going to have to alternate, which maybe gives me an opening, especially with a Molly. So he gets his big nuke off there. But I've got Nana. Nice. Should he have banned the Nana? Probably. I think that's his mistake. He banned the Han, right? I think he banned the Han. We'll take another look at it. Maybe I'm incorrect. So now he's going to do all this stuff. But we're gaining bar from the Diana. Ventilates. That's smart. Yeah, I think that's smart. Puts me asleep again. Additional turn. But see, he can't do his AoE, right? Because I'm already asleep. Nice additional turn by the Molly. And my Molly is on crit rate slot 4. She's a damage dealer too. And so that's the end of Antares. I know I'm going to get Diana going nuts here really, really soon. Diana's still getting tons of bar. And she's super tanky. Why do we do that? To get a stack on Nana. Because if it dies from a dot, Nana doesn't get a stack. So I gotta apply the damage myself on my turn. I've learned that mistake by being like, oh, the dot will kill it, and I don't get a stack, and it's sad times. So now, I'm feeling pretty good. The Molly is not as easy to control as I think you'd like it to be. And in theory, the Oberon is pretty easy to bring down. Like, Oberon's never going to be that tanky to be able to do that damage. Being able to survive that hit with Diana is, like, excellent. I think that might have been a glance, because it didn't hit for very much. I'll have to look at that again, because that might have been game-winning. I mean, there's been a couple little spots, but... And now I'm at 2 stacks, and that's a win. Because now only his control-y type units are left. His damage is gone. And I don't believe he can control as well as he's going to need to. And we'll just put it in. Okay, so that battle, I'm really happy with that one because he had a Oberon Guardian skin. He had a Monkey Guardian skin. Like, that is a guy that knows what he's doing and is there to bring it. So he banned the Daphnis. Daphnis is a unit that I need to incorporate into my comp. I need to re-rune him. I need to bring him in because he brings another threat. And he brings the strip. I can put him on Nemesis. Like, he brings a lot. The Gianna ban was dubious. I don't know how confident I am with that, but the Gianna is really great in that AoE because it's a turn cycling, it's single target, it's a strip. So I thought, okay, we'll ban the Gianna. I don't know. But I felt really good about that match. And the Molly in particular I thought was great. All right, so now I'm back to 1917, right where I started. And I'm like, holy cow, I went 0-2. I'm back to where I started with two wins in a row. And all I got to do is win one more match. And we get matched against Mr. Fluffles. the epic Fluffles conclusion. Wusa first pick, love it. I love seeing Wusa. Love seeing Wusa Molong. I'm so happy right now. And I'm riding high off my Molly. I've learned from my mistake in bringing the Fenyan last time. So let's talk through that draft. So they were going to bring Wusa. I'm always going to bring Diana. I feel great about that, right? But I need to bring a second reliable stripper. Molly is not a reliable stripper. No. Once they go... It's interesting. Once they go Molong, this is their one kill, but you can only use it once. And if they're going to let me have the Nana, I'm great. And in general, they kind of do let me have the Nana because there's so many other threats. So I'm feeling really good here. I got to kill the Wusa, or the Molong. All I got to do is kill the Molong, is what I'm thinking. I'm all damage. This is well worth it. I'm like, I'll go skill 3 into this thing because I'm going to turn cycle. If I can get a defense break, I might be able to still a kill. Otherwise, the Molong would have been a better target, but I still feel good about that. Get the stun, and now he's at almost full stacks, which is sort of sad. So he skill 2s into the Nana. Gets the push back, but we still got Juno, which is great. Juno cleanses. We strip only 1, but it's on the target we want. All right, now he's done everything he's going to do for a while, and he hurt himself a little bit with that. Now we're all in, and I'm feeling pretty good. And what's nice about the Molly, too, is she will heal. She can put the shield up. If they don't have a great way to deal with the shield, it's a nice little bit of sustain, and it just kind of works with my comp. She's defensive. She's offensive. She can't be reset. She can't really be controlled. Like, she's really, really good. That, I think, was a mistake when I split damage into the Chunk Bung. My mind was thinking if I can control it with the stun, I'll cycle a little bit better on wind. I probably should have gone all in on the Molong, because why would I bring Nana and split damage? I think that was a bit of a mistake that I got away with there. So I went for the stun. I think that was actually a good call, because the Molong's done with his stuff and Chunk Bung is not. He's healing up pretty nice, though. Nice additional turn there for him. We get the double stun, and we're hoping to cycle out of this thing with Han, which we do. Han is like Sierra. He's hard to debuff if it's not glancing. Anything other than glancing is pretty easy for him to cycle out of if you get a turn. But we're at 0 Nana stack, so we need to get a stack. We protect the Han. And now we're getting smart. We're going to put all that additional damage into the Molong. And Nana's got additional damage too, so it's all going into the Molong there. And we get a kill. That's all we need. As soon as I get that kill, I can taste G1. I'm like, I broke up his kill combo. I've got a stack. I've got my whole team. I've got heals. I think I might be okay. Like, there's still going to be some Chunk Pungy things happening, but I think I could be okay. So we're going all in on the Chunk Pung. That is fantastic damage. We're super happy to see 3 point something K. Nice. Oh, we get the kill. Yes. Yes. So, that is how we do it. There's still time left, but I wanted to make this video because I don't know if it'll reset the replays. I don't really remember how it works. But 0.7, 1904 is great. We're going to look at the runes, and then we're going to look at the stats. So I'll put timestamps so that you don't have to suffer through things you don't want to suffer through. But let's take a look at the full runes. Lulu is still runed, which means she's eating up a lot of my best runes. Maybe not my best, but pretty good runes. So she needs to be de-runed, because Lulu is not good anymore for me. This thing is ruined. I don't really use this thing. I don't know why it's ruined. He's ruined, but unbroken. I think I can bring him over to violent, but I like these stats a lot. That's why he's unbroken. On Swift, which doesn't really matter. I guess we should look at the artifacts too. So 143, 1.1. What do we got here? Damage dealt on wind, recovery. And he's super fast, but he should probably be on violent too, because super fast gets you nowhere in general. Because who's going to bring something into Wusa that isn't a strip? They're always going to have strips. And so you put up a thing, it's gone, you know? What is the point of having immunity first? Very, very small amount. This guy also needs to be de-runed, because he's got some nice runes, and I don't play him very much. Oh, we'll look at the... I don't think I played him at all this season. So he's eating artifacts, he's eating runes. This guy I didn't play at all. This was a nice season for me, because speed didn't matter too much, and I don't have that much speed. Alright, so here's the Nana, one of the MVPs. 75 accuracy, plus the extra accuracy there. I want her maxed. I need her... I need her attack breaking, I need her defense breaking, I need her doing things, and then all additional damage. So she's super tanky. I like her on... you can use these nice Predator, Dimensional Hole Nemesis runes that you always get but never roll high, but they roll stuff. So I like these a lot. And she worked great. She went ahead of my damage dealers, and she did good things. Chloe I didn't use. Vanessa I didn't use. She's unbroken. Vert I used quite a bit. My philosophy was as tanky as possible on Triple Revenge. That may be incorrect. I might need to make him faster and less tanky, but that's what I went with anyway. This guy on Broken, because that's how I made one that was sort of acceptable and Broken. And my Antares I'm really quite happy with. 11% attack proportional loss HP, 14% damage by attack, 14% damage by attack. And the reason why I like him on damage by attack is he self-buffs attack. So he gets kooky when he does that. Here's the Juno, 259, pretty good stats. 121 damage by speed, 137. On Despair Broken, I would like to get her on Revenge. I just don't have good Revenge runes, so that's what she gets. I mean, look at that. That's a good rune. I like that rune quite a bit. So that's a Juno. Didn't use. Used quite a bit. This is my fastest Swift set. This is my best rune. Damage by speed. Damage from water. I don't know if that's right, but she worked pretty well for me, I would say. Daphnis, I've ruined about 3 times. This is where I'm at. Nem Will. Got this pretty nice rune. Accuracy. This is an artifact that I like quite a bit. It's 70% accuracy 3, 10% crit damage good, plus skill 3 crit damage. So 16% crit damage skill 3 plus 17% accuracy. So 65, 75, 85, 82% accuracy on skill 3. With these stats, I'm like, that's pretty good. But he's never going to be a first strike unit unless I buff him with Yanhong. So I need you to hit him for him to get a turn, which is dodgy. And he's pretty slow too, so even if you hit him, he might not get a turn. Rika, I wanted to make good, but it just didn't work. And it's because of this rune. I love this rune. But we'll give it another try. We'll give it another try next season, but it didn't seem to do it. CR, one of my best rune units. Used her a ton to start the season. Not a lot at the later half of the season. I like this accuracy on 2, but this could be way better. It feels like it's a blue one, isn't it? Yeah, it's blue, so that could be way better. It needs to be better. And then this one is pure additional damage, but I also like the damage received from fire, so. I mean, that's another just great rune. I like her on defense. This is a nice little defense rune. Works out. Ganny, never used. I runed him fast. I forgot I had runed him fast. Diana, one of my pride and joys, honestly. I wish she was on crit damage, but I really like what I've got going here. The 46, almost 47 KHP. So we're on HP. Crit rate, another beefy crit rate rune. And I like the attack subs I've got on her. Like, that's kind of nice. And then we've got additional damage by speed, 8 by attack, 11% crit 2. I mean, this is just perfect. Perfect Diana rune. I mean, the stats might not be perfectly distributed, but it's everything she can use. And again, here, 16% of attack, damage delta wind, received from fire, additional damage by speed. So she's an additional damage beast. Here's the Leo. I am not super happy with the Leo. I'll work on it. That's probably why. But he'll get better. Chunk Pung never used. He's unbroken. He could be better, but with the accuracy set, it's kind of interesting. I like his stats. I don't like his set. He needs to be on violent. Here's the Fenyan. This is what I came up with. It's pretty good. I like it, but his win rate is not where it needs to be yet for me because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with him, so we'll work on that. Here's the Yanhong, my pride and joy. 292, 93 violent. Nice HP, nice defense. I like this. This could be a little higher. But here are the runes. This has so much room for improvement. Oh, a hero rune. I mean, it just has room for improvement. Like, even if the crit had rolled better. But this is my best violent set. This is my best violent rune right here. It's just great. And then if I could get one of these better and something else, I'd be in good shape. This one, I'm waiting for an HP gem. This is everything I want. Even this roll isn't bad, because with the grind, having 2 separate grindables, it ends up being about 10% HP, which is better than a roll into HP, weirdly. And if you were to gem that, it might not reach it. So it's actually not bad, strangely. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, my Yanhong, damage to speed, damage to HP. I kind of like this, speed proportional to loss HP. And I've got it over here too, speed proportional to loss HP. So it's like 30% speed proportional to loss HP. So she's at half. She's at like 310-ish. So she's rocking, you know. So I kind of like that as a secondary stat. That may be incorrect, but I like it. All right, here's the Molly. One of my other just great violent sets, I think, for me. So here's this. Another just ridiculous rune. I mean, it's a quad roll defense. This, I'm still waiting for another HP. This could be better. This is okay. But, like, it enables this build. And then these 2 accuracy runes are just fantastic. They're just loaded. Then we got this over here, which I also kind of like. We've got recovery 3, crit damage 2. Awful, 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 awful. This is pretty good. This has a lot of room for improvement. Damage received from water. Damage received from fire. Just damage received. We don't want to receive damage. I don't know why I think I'm going to get hit by water so much, but apparently I do. And I like the accuracy offset just because the runes are great, and then it makes everybody better. Because she does have a strip, but 10% is not going to do it. Now, the 55 resist is intentional, because with the Yanhong lead, she's 100 resist. I've got a couple units like that, where I can bank on Yanhong, Molly as my 2 healers, because they're both damage dealers. So, that's why I do that. The Han, by far my best rune unit. He's at like 116 efficiency as a unit, which is nuts. He's on Swift, though, which is weird. Swift broken. I mean, this rune, just silly. And it's destroy, so I can put everything I ever get into it. I just give it all the grinds. Here's everything else. Another nice one. I've just grinded up into forever. Still waiting on that. I can do better there. But, like, this is my best rune on my account. It's 128% efficient. 128% efficient. I kind of want to give it this just to get it even higher. I think I can get it higher. But I want to be very intentional and look into things and make sure it's all right. But this thing is just nuts. I love that rune. It is great. And then this is one of my early runes that I pulled that's always been excellent. Has never let me down. Like 3 perfect rolls into crit rate. It's the same as 24 speed. The same chance, which is low. And it's legendary, so it rolled just perfect in everything I want. So this rune is why Han's on Swift. And then what I like about his artifacts, let's see if I can do that. Single target crit damage 25%. Receive, delta and wind. Accuracy 2, crit damage 1, crit damage 3. So single target 2 crit damage. 25%, 35, 45, 55, 160 crit damage on everything, plus those extra bonuses. 256 speed, nice defense, 38k HP with 1700 attack. Like, he is, I mean, he's very, very tanky. He's deadly. He's fast. He's good. He's good news. He's good. This one I don't use, but I think it's kind of fun. I probably should use it. So, everything else, don't use. So that was a lot. A lot of stuff about runes. Now let's look at our stats, because stats are great. So this is this week. This was last week. I don't think we dug into last week. Last week we went 7-5, 58% win rate. Did this. Here's this week, the final week of the season. We started off, we went 4-1. Got up into G1, feeling good. Played a match the next day, even higher into G1, feeling good. Then we played a whole bunch, me and Alan. I'm hoping he'll release his video soon. We hung out, played together on stream. It was really fun. And we had a lot of conversations about philosophy of strategy and picks, which was really interesting. He favors some things that I don't, and I favor some things that he don'ts. I like Han. He doesn't pick Han. I'm like, he picks Daphnis. I'm like, Daphnis is squishy and Han is not. And they both kill stuff, so I don't know. But we talked it through, we got better at it, and then by the end we won a bunch in a row, a bunch. And this is kind of, I would say, you can look at some of these matches, this is where I sort of locked in on Nana first pick, Nana broken first pick, and it just went nuts. So, got all the way down here. We were sitting at 1917, rank 1864? What was that, 3 days ago? 4 days ago. And I was like, okay, that might make it, because I was pretty high above G1. I was like, okay, we'll see. And we waited, and we waited, and waited. And then here is the count. Every day I'd check. 2 days, 19 hours, 1955. Oh no, it's getting higher. Oh no, 1 day, 3 hours, 2400. 20 hours, 2500. Here's the point where I'm like, crud. I gotta play more, right? So sadness. Then I'm like doing some math, trying to figure things out. And then at 11:30 in Houston, with 2 hours and 29 minutes left, I hit rank 3001 in C3. And I was like, okay, here we go. And then we played these matches. So here's our matches. Here's the cleave. Nana. Bumped up from 17 to 26. I think my only concern was, should I have pushed more earlier in the week? Would it have been possible to push more? You know? You'd think I could have, based on this run, but you never know. And it felt safe. And then the other thought I had was, should I wait to fall into C3? Or should I push while I'm still in G1 and try to get it done? And I waited till I fell into C3, because my thought there was, There's a ton of C3s. I can beat most C3s, and I want to get matched against people I can beat. That was my philosophy. And I mean, it paid off, but I don't know if it was correct or not. But that's something I'm going to keep in mind in the future. All right, I stopped tracking first picks and stuff. I just kind of got lost, so I didn't want to taint the data I already had. So my first pick became Nana all the time, and it was great. Sierra, you can see, basically got left out the last week, and it turned out to be okay. Sierra has a natural counter in Wusa, and Wusa is played every match, so why would you bring something that's naturally countered? That was my thought. I also didn't play Wusa a lot. Left him on the bench. Kind of strange. I play Changpeng all the time, so facing Changpeng constantly with Wusa is not a winning strategy. All right, final stats for the season. I kind of kept track of this all season, which I'm pretty happy with, like that I stuck with it and played it the entire season. So most played unit was Han. 69% win rate, nice. His efficiency went up quite a bit. He's now at, I want to say 118. I'd have to check. He's at least 116. I know that. Yanhong, second most played unit. They were played the exact same amount of times with Yanhong, one less, which is kind of funny. Yanhong, slightly better win rate, a little bit better, kind of interesting. And I ruined them 1 and 2, so good. My 2 most played units were the units I ruined first and second. That's what I want. Nana became my 3rd most played unit. I could have ruined her so much better. Best win rate on my team, if you don't count Daphne's, which I don't. Best well-played unit on my team at 72. So basically, that's why I'm G1, and it's Nana. Because I play single target, tons of damage, and Nana makes that strategy better and very viable, you know? It's kind of like a cleave team, honestly. It's just a slow bruiser single target cleave that rewards that playstyle. So pulling Nana and the buff to Nana was like getting a better unit than Han or Yanhong, and that's why I'm successful. That's literally it. It's not strategy, it's not runes, it is these units in concert, when specifically used in this way, worked well for me, very, very well for that win rate. That's why I'm going to finish D1. All right, Diana is a worse Han, but basically a Han clone with a strip. No defense break, but with a strip. 66% win rate. I was down on her a little bit early, but I started picking her into almost every situation, and I felt like it was rewarded because she's a bit of an anti-AoE. She's strip, she's damage, she lives forever, she's tanky, she's great. All right, Sierra fell off quite a bit, but my 4th most played unit, 66% win rate, my 2nd highest efficiency unit, and one of my highest violent builds. These are all about right. Build 4th, build 5th. That's what I want to see. Wusa didn't play a lot towards the end. Efficiency kind of low, 69% win rate, almost 70. Sekhmet, same thing. 3rd built unit. I probably need to tweak that because it was not played. It was played under half as much as these units. I probably need to prioritize them more and let my Sekhmet suffer. I don't know. Verd, again, Verd's interesting because he's a 50-50 unit. He will give you a chance, but it's not a high chance. He's good when you feel like your chance is 0. He will bring your 0 up to a 45, maybe a 50, right? And that's good. That's really good value, but he won't bring your 50 to a 70. That's what these units do. Verd does not do that. So you have to be very conscious in that Verd will make you lose, but Verd will also make unwinnable situations a win. So it's just knowing when to cash in on that and bring him. He was my 11th root unit. I maybe should switch that around. I don't know. Molly needs to bump way up. Pulling Molly was another just season-defining thing for me. Like, it's an at-5. Molly's an at-5, an LD at-5. Like, she's element neutral. She does things that nothing else can do. She's super, super great. I would not trade Molly for 90% of the nat5s in the game because I play her. It's so hard to get a unit into my rotation. Like, everyone's like, why don't you play Changpeng? Why don't you play this? And it's like, my rotation's tight. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to play, and those units don't fit in. It's a different play style, and it would not mesh. And Molly fits in. Like, to pull something that can crack my rotation is insane. And to have Molly and Nana crack the rotation in the same season is really, really good. So yeah, 64% win rate. Very happy with that. Juno didn't play as much as I thought I would, but 59% win rate, very nice. Good efficiency, looking good. And then we're into the fringe picks. Molong didn't pick a lot, 61% win rate. Pretty counterable, I would say. I think in the future I would only pick Molong after I've picked Diana, because You can't pick Molong before Diana's picked, and Diana gets picked every match, so that's my thought there. Antares, I am so impressed with Antares, and my build of him I didn't feel like was very good, but it's worked great. 81% win rate. What that means to me is not that Antares is a broken unit. I mean, he's broken in his own little way, but to me that is a knowledge, that stat is based on my knowledge. Like, I know when to pick Antares, and it's generally against Diana's. And it's really, really good. So I am very happy to have Antares on board as a counter pick. Daphnis kind of came into play late, but 75% win rate. He provides another ban threat. Daphnis does his job if he gets banned, and I get Han, Diana, Nana. If I get those three and Daphnis gets banned, you did your job, sir. So, and he's done that quite a bit, so pretty happy with that. Icarus, I like that I have it, but I didn't feel like I used him much. And then everything else is just Lulu. I tried as like homage to last season, but did nothing. Fenyang, I gotta stop picking Fenyang. I don't know what I'm doing with him, and he hurts. He hurts me. So stop that. And then Nana post nerf, I kept stats because I wanted to know. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I'm done sneezing. Nana post nerf had a higher win rate than Nana pre nerf, but that just means I picked better post nerf. And the best thing about the nerf was that people stopped picking Nana, people stopped building Nana counters, and so I got all the Nana. And so that was great. So that was the entire season, all my units, all my stats, all my strategy. I'm really excited to get my skin on Savannah because that's the only Beast Rider I have. And we'll see about next season. I'm going to do a complete rerun based on what I learned, and I'm going to keep track of it again. We'll see how it goes. So if you enjoyed this and you stuck with it to the end, thank you. This is not a light-hearted sort of topical video. It's, to me, where I get enjoyment out of this game. All the stats and the building and the philosophy and the theory. So thanks for sticking with me. If you like this sort of thing and you want to see me do a bunch of Excel stuff next season as well, like, subscribe, whatever you do on YouTube that, is good. So yeah. All right, guys. Good luck to everybody finishing the rush. I think there's an hour left. I'm too hyped up to sleep, so I'll probably stay up and watch it. But I wish everybody the best, and I will see y'all in the Special League. Take care, everybody.